30 hours ago. 48 boats with 48 men steamed out of Toad Harbor to chase after Jackpot. This is Mario Kart season. These are the dangerous races, and this is the deadliest races. Heavy machineries, rough items, and furious weathers are the recipe for danger. As vitality mounts, this season will once again prove that the Mario Kart is the deadliest race of the world. As the hunt continues for the deadliest races. "30 miles northwest of the Toad Harbor, Captain Waluigi with Landship are on the race. The 78 Landship is the slowest kart in the fleet. The deck is 2 feet long by 1.4 feet wide. Barely enough space for the one man to claw in.
Very dangerous because these guys out there uses wild.
With not much speed and weight, the race will be determined by whoever comes out first on the early stage. On top of that, Royal Raceway is merciless track known as Land of Bering Sea. Sandbagging is somewhat efficient, but no chance against first place. 80 miles due east. The season starts for the Hyrule circuit. The first race of the season. Hopefully we hit the mother. This truck has a lot of potential using mushrooms, except for one single shortcut. Because of this shortcut, sandbagging is not as efficient as other courses. Yeah. The skipper has successfully come out on top. The remaining concern is the race against the blue shell. "250 miles northeast of the Toad Harbor is the Bowser's Castle. Bowser's Castle is one of the dangerous racing grounds. In spite of racing such a fatal ground, Skipper is somewhat positive.
No big deal. I'll be holding a cup holy in no time.
This is the deadliest race of the world. Anything can happen. Anything can go wrong.
0-2. 2 mushrooms. Too bad I'm wasting next item box. You need something to cover your ass. Like what? From banana? Nice.
His attitude helps out to the others, while the fate of this vessel still stuck in a haystack. 225 miles from Toad Harbor is Thump Ruins. The first itemless shortcut determines whether the vessel can cruise or battle the entire race.
You know, this is the last thing I would like to see with Swamp Ruins.
Losing his first bet, the skipper has no choice but to back off here in this place. Normally, items are decided by the place where you're in. For bagging off, skippers want star and triple mushrooms. That is why in some races, skippers stop right in front of the item box. They want to open the item box under 9. The race count, while 3 boats coming out on top. Thump ruined its first move, hoping to hit the gold mine on the rest of the season. Next, on the Deadliest race, agonizing. Mother Nature and fucking Red Shell hit the fleet. "250 miles northeast of the Toad Harbor is the Bowser's Castle." On the last lap, Skipper was rather positive. However, his easy mind has brought disaster. Shit! He somehow managed to take down the third guy. However, this made the vessel vulnerable. Moments ago, this vessel was enjoying the cruise. However, now, Skipper not lower guard down anytime. The gunpowder is saving his ass. Nobody knows what happens next. 30 miles northwest of the Toad Harbor is the Royal Raceway. The vessel that once the small wrestling is now having the cruise under the warm, welcoming nature. Under these circumstances, this vessel can withstand 1 or 2 blue shells. But one thing makes this vessel uncomfortable: sudden change in the weather.
Here comes the red shell. Double red shell.
As a hunt continues for the Deadliest races. 225 miles from Toad Harbor is Thump Ruins. On the last lap, no item shortcut, Nisk, has brought toll. Now this vessel has to back off. While he wants to get the invincible items, the distance was mismeasured. Now he doesn't have the way to protect himself from ruthless items. The vessel could not avoid the fate. The skipper did all the best thing he could. However, the villager did not forgive him for any reason. And now, bad situation happens again. Seems like nature did not forgive him either. "80 miles due east is the 80-foot Hyrule Circuit." As a matter of fact, the skipper doesn't want to come out on top because of the blue shells. Now he's in first place, leaving him no choice but to go fourth. Luckily, the green shell thrown by him hit the DK in the second. The distance between first and second are getting wider and wider. For the viewers, it seems great, but for the skippers, it's not good. If you create too much distance, the second might pull out the 750 keepers, which is the red shells. the race count. The fate is still not clear for the rest of the fleet. On the next Deadliest races, the fleet starts to finish up the race. It is a battle against their own nature. 250 miles northeast of the Toad Harbor is the Bowser's Castle. The final lap of Bowser's Castle. The skipper has made the situation difficult, and now is a battle against the first and the rest of the fleet under second. Thanks to the Berserk, now it's 1-on-1. Approaching the last item box. If he wants even one of the red shell, then his win will be certain.
Idiot.
But not bad for the first season. Coming up, the fate of the Thump Ruins. The last 2 laps for the Thump Ruins. Absolute disaster. Now, the vessel needs to grind himself up. It needs final push-up. Finally, he gets his invincible item on his hand. He can push through his way out. "30 miles northwest of the Toad Harbor is the Royal Raceway. Although it was a decent race for this vessel, double red shell hit it hard. Table has turned. Now it's also gonna be a race against the luck. With uncertainty, the captain gambles. He used the megaphone, only item that can protect the vessel from blue shell. The final lap for Hyrule Circuit. DK has used Mushroom to make a shortcut. Captain Waluigi has to roll the dice to gain red shell. DK still holds the Mushroom. This vessel cannot overtake him by a no-item shortcut. However, the last moment he drew a bomb. Now, he goes for the gamble. With the final tallies in, the Hyrule finished their season with the second place. The Royal Raceway comes in first and banked 16 points for its bank. And the Bowser's Castle won second, worth 22 points. And finally, after roller coaster season, Thump Ruins, fourth, worth 11 points. For the next 5 months, the Mario Kart racers will heal the wound of body and souls until they are once again called to their actions. On the next Deadliest races,